Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Hardcore and the Casual podcast. I am your host, Justin Kula. I am here with Jacob Swanee Elias Jonesworth. Welcome, Jake. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you doing?
So this is the man right here that got me into wrestling, that started me down the journey that I want to go on right now starting this podcast. Tell me, who's your favorite wrestler?
Favorite wrestler?
I don't
I'm gonna
care.
Have to go with,
I really don't care.
I'm gonna have to go. Thank you.
I didn't ask, did I?
Thank you. You did ask. I'm gonna have to go with Snitsky or Chavo Guerrero.
Okay. Ooh, Chavo.
I'm gonna have to go with one of those two.
Didn't you say John Cena like 20 minutes ago, though?
No.
Yeah, you did. Off camera, you totally told me that your favorite wrestler. I mean, you have the picture of him,
yeah.
right, in your room?
I definitely.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You have the poster in your room.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Well,
John Cena's the GOAT, though.
So this is the Hardcore and the Casual podcast. I mean, it's going to be a little casual, but that's not what the name is for. It's because I was at work one day arguing with one of my coworkers, and he decided to try and get into a verbal altercation with me in the middle of work. And I decided to call him a casual MMA viewer because I love the UFC and I love the WWE, and these are my passions. And he just didn't take it very seriously, you know? He's a casual just like you're a casual. So I spent all this time looking for friends that'll actually do the podcast with me. And I got Jake here with me. I got my friend Tyler. He's coming tonight. I got Jason. I got Elijah. I got Matt. All the people that you're going to meet coming up. You're probably going to meet Tyler and Jason later, right after this. Like, I'm going to have him on. You're going to see Tyler and Jason right afterwards. And this entire podcast is just supposed to be fun, talking about wrestling, talking about UFC. I'm going to have 2 podcasts a week. One for WWE, one for UFC. I'm probably going to have WWE. Jake and Tyler are probably going to be on the WWE podcast, where we talk about all things leading up to WrestleMania 40 and beyond. The Rock coming back, Cody Rhodes popping off.
He's got to finish that story.
R-Truth. He's got to finish his story. R-Truth has the best story in wrestling right now, I'm sorry to say.
R-Truth is a GOAT, man.
R-Truth is a GOAT.
He's been around for a
You
long
remember
time.
when, you remember, like, way back in the day when R-Truth, like, his idol was John Cena growing up as a kid?
Absolutely.
Like, he does all of his moves now. He was his idol. But there was that one time when he smoked a cigarette in the arena against John Cena. Wasn't that in a match with John Cena?
I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure he smoked a cigarette in the middle of arena with John Cena. Well, not
R-Truth.
with John Cena. He was fighting John Cena.
He's R-Truth. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he is. I love R-Truth. But
He's not as good as Snitsky, though.
no, he's not as good as Snitsky. Or Chavo. Ooh, Chavo. Ooh, Chavo.
Oh, Chavo.
That man.
Chavo.
Chavo. Ooh.
Chavo's, he's a dog.
You know, Irwin White? Irwin White.
Irwin White.
That was Chavo's.
I don't
Yeah.
know who that is.
Irwin White was Chavo.
I'm being a real casual.
Yeah, you are a real casual. This is why I'm the hardcore, and these are my casuals. And we're going to have fun with that dynamic, I feel like. I feel like you guys are going to get a lot of people sympathizing with you over the fact that I will not allow you to slip up. I'm going to be very harsh on you.
Well, for true casuals, we're going to slip up a lot, so.
Yeah,
The pressure's
I'm
on
trying
you.
to teach you how to be a hardcore fan.
The pressure's on you, because if you slip up, it's going to be like, whoa,
Listen, man,
whoa,
you just, yeah,
whoa,
I know the pressure's on me.
Vegas
I
odds
know.
plus 6,000
Watch,
an hour.
our truth never smoked a cigarette in that arena. Watch. I'm
Yeah,
going to
so
get called out.
The keyboard warriors, they're looking it up right now as we speak.
He never smoked a cigarette, I bet. I know he drank a beer. I'm
Randy
pretty
Orton
sure he
likes his
smoked a
cigarettes.
cigarette.
Randy Orton likes his cigarettes.
Randy Orton does like his
He loves his
cigarettes.
cigarettes.
I love that Randy Orton likes his cigarettes. But now you saw that video of Randy Orton hitting his vape in the middle of an interview with Matt Riddle.
I think I did see that, but even if I didn't, I believe it.
Yeah, no, he did. He kind of tucked it under his sleeve and he went.
He doesn't even have to hide it. He's Randy Orton.
Yeah,
What
he's
are they
Randy
gonna do,
Orton.
fire him?
He's gonna RKO
He's gonna
someone
go
if
to
they say
AEW?
something.
He's
Yeah,
Randy Orton.
seriously. Nah, I mean, don't stop. Don't.
He'll show up as Bob Stewart or some
Yeah,
weird name. But he should be Randy Orton no matter where he goes.
Yeah, really. But so this podcast is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of talking about the WWE and the UFC, and mainly that because I don't have many other passions. Maybe occasionally we'll talk about, like, I don't know, how the Chiefs are doing in the Super Bowl or something, because, like, that's
For the next decade.
Yeah, the dynasty
Plus.
over here. Shut up, dude. We don't want to hear it. I brought it up as a joke. I don't actually want to talk about the Chiefs, dude.
That's all right. That's all right.
So,
Pat Mahomes is the GOAT.
yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
making that clear.
No, he's not. So we've spent a lot of time I've spent a lot of time working on this podcast. They've spent no time working on this podcast.
Zero.
I set this all up. I wanted this to be perfect. It's not perfect. I want to work on it with you guys. I want you guys to give me feedback on this podcast. I want to really dig in. I don't care about their feedback. Their feedback does not matter because
All right.
they are casuals. No, I love casuals. I love you guys out there that are casual fans. I want to be there for you. I want to teach you guys things. I want you guys to hear my voice and think, man, that guy's got something, you know? That guy, he's got something going on in that
He's
brain
got
of
that
his.
fire in his eye.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't say that about me enough.
Yeah.
You know, I got feelings too.
It's all right.
Give me a compliment, dude. Kind of grabbing for one right now.
Well, you're running a podcast on your own. That takes a lot.
Am I on my own though? I got you right here. You know, I don't need you anyways. I am running this on my own. So you guys are going to be getting 2 podcasts a week. One is going to be released most likely on Monday. One's probably going to be released on Tuesday. It'll probably be WWE on Monday. No, it'll probably be UFC on Monday and WWE on Tuesday. It all depends. Because I really want to get these things out for you so that you guys are up to date with the WWE podcast. I don't want you guys to fall behind with Monday Night Raw and everything, and I don't want you guys to spend all that time like thinking about, oh, like, what is he thinking? Not that anyone cares what I think, you know. I mean, someday I hope people care what I think.
You gotta get to the meat and potatoes.
I'll get to your meat and potatoes. Oh. So we
That was great. That was great. We'll cut this part out. We're laughing.
Yeah, no,
But that was a great part.
No, it'll be like half cut out. I'll be cutting back in and out of this part.
Yeah.
You'll just get
That was
a
great.
glimpse of us just laughing.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go from here. So I'm probably missing a lot of things to tell you guys about this, but I'm just having fun with it right now. We're enjoying ourselves. This is going to be great. If I miss anything, I'm probably going to watch this back and then probably mention anything else I need to when Tyler comes in and Jason comes in a few moments. But for now, since he's the WWE guy and he knows nothing about UFC, even though he watches it often, he still manages to not know a single thing. Let's talk about some WWE for a few minutes, you know?
All right.
Okay,
Thanks for that
so-
hype up, bro.
So does Cody Rhodes win the title, yes or no? It's hard-hitting questions right now.
What I think or what I want?
I want what you think. I don't care what you want.
I don't know, man. I don't want to say yes, but probably, yeah.
You think he wins the title?
Probably, yeah.
You want Roman Reigns to retain, though.
I absolutely want my tribal chief to win. Who
But
wouldn't?
but why?
He's my tribal chief.
Dude, people are going to call me Cody Crybabies. A Cody Crybaby, but
Well, first of all,
Cody Rhodes needs to win that title, dude. If they let that slip by, Cody Rhodes, come on, dude. 2 years in a row, you really think that people are going to like care the next time? And they put into place that whole thing where it's just like oh, Cody Rhodes, like you can't go for the title again if you lose this time, like you're out. So how do they get around that? He needs to be the guy. He is the guy.
He's great, but I don't really want him to be the guy.
Why?
I don't know.
He signs
then it's-
autograph for little kids. He
great.
gives away the
That's great.
belts. He's always
great.
smiling, always at every autograph signing.
That's
Where's
great.
Roman
That
Reigns
sounds-
been?
That sounds like a junior John Cena. Right
Okay,
there.
yeah,
What that
and that's
sounds
the
like.
point. That's the point. John Cena, you know, the second biggest merch seller of all time, the guy that brought in the most views during
whoa.
the
As
longest period.
As the casual, I have a question. Who was number one? I don't know.
Stone
who's
Cold
number
Steve
one.
Austin.
Was it? I was gonna say
I think
Stone
Hulk
Cold.
Hogan might have been number 2.
I was gonna say
but-
Stone Cold.
Yeah,
There really
Stone
is
Cold is
more
not,
Stone
definitely
Cold
number 1.
merchandise sold
Yes.
than John Cena.
Yes. Stone Cold was the biggest
That's
merchandise seller of
crazy.
all time. That Austin 316 shirt.
There's so
with the
many
skull.
40-year-old men wearing those shirts.
There is, dude.
There's
I
so
see it
many.
all over the place.
There's so
Honestly,
many.
some guys have, dude. If you still wear that shirt and you wore it like back in like the year 2000, dude, wash that shirt, please, because that thing's old. Or
probably
just
some
go
old
get a
shirt.
new one. They still sell those on the WWE.com
Definitely do.
shop, like whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Cody Rhodes needs to win that belt. Tell me why I'm wrong. I think that's the bigger. I think like my side is the right side. I think you need to explain to me why I'm wrong.
Well, I didn't necessarily say you were wrong, but I just don't want him to win. I'm very passionate in what I want. But
why do you want the tribal chief to win? Like I acknowledge
the
the
tribal chief.
Yeah, but
He's
don't
my tribal chief.
do you ever want to see him turn face, or
If
do
you
you
want me
him
to
to be heel
simplify it
forever?
for you, it's just I support the tribal chief more than I support Cody. I do believe he needs to win because the tribal chief's been around for a while, but that's just greatness.
Do you want the tribal chief to turn face? Yes or no?
No.
No? You want him to be
No.
heel forever?
Yeah.
Do you want The Rock?
I don't know about forever, but champion or not, he needs to stick around. I mean, if he were to lose the title and just become a babyface, then that's just stupid. That's just like that's just stupid.
If this is all leading up to Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania 41, who's the face and who's the heel?
That's a good question.
Because The Rock has been
That's-
doing such good work as a heel, I don't think
They
you
could
get
do-
rid of that.
Yeah, no, they could do whatever they want, but
But you don't do heel versus heel.
He probably would turn face because The
And
Rock is
especially-
definitely a great heel.
Yeah, and especially not with the title on the line. You don't do heel versus heel. Then who cares?
No. Well, I feel like
you gotta have
we'll
someone to
care
cheer
regardless.
for. Yeah, but you gotta have someone to cheer for.
Yeah.
Like, especially in the main event of WrestleMania, you don't want people just go and boo both these guys. Like, both these guys suck.
If they do that, who would you want in that fight?
I mean, I'm
Regardless
sure
of-
people would probably cheer for The Rock just because he's been doing such great work, and like it's fun
Yeah.
to cheer for him because he's doing such great work as a heel. But if they did a slow turn with Roman Reigns, say he lost the belt to Mania this year, and then The Rock was like, "You need to like step up and like prove that you're still the tribal chief. Like you lost that belt. Who's really at the head of this family? Like,
Yeah.
it's not about who's the champ. It's about who's the head of the family."
Yeah.
Like if Cody Rhodes wins the belt, that doesn't mean Cody Rhodes is now the head of the Anoa'i family,
Yeah.
does it?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So there'd still be a power struggle to go on between the two of them. So Roman Reigns and The Rock need to get that belt out of there so that they could settle their business.
They got to stand on business.
They got to stand on business, and that's how the whole Bloodline storyline has been. It's been the Bloodline standing on business. It's always been about the family, whether it's Jay, Jimmy, you know, the honorary Uce, Sami Zayn. I mean, he was a part of the family for a little while there. You know,
He was.
he was
adopted.
feeling Uce. You feel Uce? Do you ever feel Uce anymore?
Anymore? As if I
Yeah.
ever felt Uzi?
You don't feel Uce? I felt real Uce when Roman Reigns was fighting Sami Zayn at that time. Like that was real. That was Uce time.
That was prime Uzi.
That was last year. That was Uce.
That was Uzi.
I miss little Uzi. That was little Uzi.
Little Uzi Vert.
Little Uzi Vert. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yo, imagine little Uzi Vert versus Roman Reigns. Didn't
That would be wild.
Little Uzi Vert
be
walked
like
out?
Hornswoggle.
Little Uzi walked out the Usos to WrestleMania last year. Yeah, the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Lil Uzi was he sang his song.
Oh wait, I think
beforehand.
I do remember that. Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot what song it was. It was
I don't know.
some TikTok song.
Probably.
I don't know. You probably see this on TikTok. Shout out TikTok. Love
Most
you
of
guys.
the people watching probably know, and they're
Yeah.
like these dumbasses,
Yeah, no.
uncultured.
I call myself a hardcore, but I don't know the one Little Uzi Vert song that
Well,
they
we didn't
sang
say
walking down
hardcore
to
rapping.
WrestleMania. Yeah, no, this is
Our knowledge of rap.
Well,
our
I mean,
knowledge of
maybe we
Pop
can get into that. Let's do hardcore in the casual rap, hardcore in the casual.
I don't
football.
think hardcore and the casual rap would go very far.
No, it really wouldn't. it would be the
It'd
casual.
be a 3-minute long episode, and we'd never have anything.
It would be
ever
the
again.
casual and then the casual
Yeah,
rap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So who do you like? I like Tupac.
I like 21. 21's pretty cool.
21 Savage.
Yeah,
I
21's
can't
pretty
stand
cool.
21 Savage.
I like Jack Harlow too.
I like Meek Mill.
Really,
Jack Harlow's good too.
I like Eminem. I could sing the fast part to Rap God, on God, Ken.
GD.
Look it up. Don't look it up. It's not online. I'll do it one day. You look cute over there in your pink shirt, dude.
That's wild. That's great.
How's that wild,
That's
dude?
great.
Come on.
No, it's not wild. Today's times, that's okay.
Yeah, let it up.
That's all right.
Come on.
We accept that.
You could just be
As a
my boy over
society.
there, dude. Like,
Huh?
just be my boy.
I am your
Give me a
boy.
compliment. I've still been fishing for one of these
You're fishing
compliments,
for a
dude.
compliment? All
You
right.
told me that I
It'll
have a
come soon then.
podcast.
It'll come soon then. I'm not gonna give you one now because then it's just petty,
I hate you.
or a pity comment, should I say?
I'm gonna fire you from this podcast. We're only 16 minutes. I'll fire you in 3 minutes, and then I'll bring Tyler on. What do you
Who's
want to talk
counting?
about, dude?
Who's counting? We're
I'm
talking about.
counting.
You want to talk about the stock market?
I do want to talk. No, actually, I want to
Nah.
talk about the TKO stock market because I am now
What is that?
fully. TKO is you're such a casual, dude.
What is TKO?
TKO is the people that own the UFC and the WWE.
Oh yeah.
It's
I thought that was Endeavor.
No, I mean it's the same fucking thing.
Oh,
Endeavor,
I do know. I do know. Look at
Endeavor,
that.
Endeavor bought the UFC in 2016, and then they bought the WWE last year, merged the two companies into one, and now the company is called TKO.
Did you hear Jeffrey Epstein might be buying the WWE?
Cut that.
we're not having that one.
No, it's probably staying in. You know what? Clip that.
Clip it.
Clip it. Clip it.
Clip it. From bottom to top.
Yeah. Your bottom.
Yeah, so let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something
change
else.
subjects real quick.
Let me bring something up. When and where and on who do you think Damian Priest is going to cash in on?
Okay. Well, it's definitely not Roman Reigns. It's probably going to be either Gunther or Drew McIntyre when he beats Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I don't know, because he's only got a couple more months to hold on to that thing. He's only got until like June when Money in the Bank is, or maybe July. I think it's in June. But I mean, there's just no storyline lined up for him right now. He's a tag team champion. Like what?
Yeah.
What? He's not even close to being a main eventer right now.
He's coming in the back.
But like Austin Theory set the precedent that you can cash in on singles championships that aren't the world titles. So he could cash in on Gunther. He could cash in on Logan Paul if he wants.
Hilarious.
I don't want him to. No,
I hope he
please
cashes
don't.
in on Logan Paul.
He's already been U.S. champ. That'd be such. That would look so bad on Damian Priest if they did that to him.
I hope somebody cashes, or I hope somebody beats Logan Paul. Somebody.
I don't know why they didn't do the whole LA Knight thing with Logan Paul. I thought that was where it was all leading. Megastar versus Megastar in the main event. Well, not main event. In the fucking second match of the second night of WrestleMania or something like that. Then they could have easily done that, but no, they decided to do LA Knight versus AJ Styles and have LA Knight invade AJ Styles' house on SmackDown this past week. You saw that?
No,
he went to his house and he he went up to his door. AJ came out and then they just started brawling. Cops broke it up.
It was
dragged
like when
him
Randy
away.
Orton and Triple H did that.
Yeah,
remember?
exactly. Almost the same thing, but LA Knight didn't actually break in. He just kind of stood outside.
That's great.
And waited for him. He should have broken in. That would have been a little more interesting, honestly.
He pressed up on the D-pad and taunted him.
Yeah, I like the whole Randy Orton, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens thing going on. Like, I don't mind it, but like Logan Paul feels like Randy Orton feels like he's so much higher than the United States title right now. He feels like he should have been on Raw for the world title rather than on SmackDown.
Why is he on SmackDown? He should be on
Raw.
Raw.
I think it's because they had so many people like CM Punk just go to Raw, but then CM Punk got injured. Now Raw kind of feels like lacking a little bit without him.
They should make a trade.
Yeah, so that's why they're bringing The Rock to Raw. They're having The Rock on Raw like next.
That's gonna be great.
I think this week, either
well,
tomorrow
the rest of the way
or next
to Mania,
week.
aren't they? Like everybody's on both because
it's probably going to be a lot of that. Roman's not going to be on any of those shows though. Watch, Roman will be there on WrestleMania night 1 and night 2, and that's the most you're going to get out of him.
He was on Raw last week, wasn't he?
No, he was on SmackDown. No, he wasn't. No, yeah, he was on SmackDown. He was on SmackDown just a couple days ago against Cody Rhodes, and The Rock wasn't there. And now The Rock's going to be on Raw. Roman's not going to be there. They're going to just switch it back and forth. I don't like the whole part-time thing. That's why I like Cody Rhodes. He's reliable. He's there every night entertaining me. Every Monday, he's at every live show. Him and Seth, they're just always there. They're so reliable. I mean, it kind of gets rid of some of the shine. Like, they kind of not as, like, oh, like, this is a big deal, but, like, they're reliable. I like it. I want to watch them wrestle and talk all the time. I get to watch Roman, like, 3 times a year, and he's the champ. Like, come on. Yeah. Dude, just drop the title and do that with The Rock. You could show up every couple of months, have a huge segment pop off. You don't even have to do that much work. Just give someone else the titles. You're still the main event. You know that, right? Even without the title, Rock and Roman, I still acknowledge they're the main event.
Acknowledge always.
I acknowledge the Tribal Chief. I just said that. I acknowledge the Tribal Chief.
Acknowledge the Tribal Chief.
I'm just saying that this is Cody's time. It's been 4 years, dude. I'm done with it.
It is Cody's time.
It is. But you still acknowledge your Tribal Chief. You still.
I'll always acknowledge my Tribal Chief. I don't know. Cody's phenomenal. It's just
who's turning on who.
It's just when Cody comes out, it's not like I get goosebumps or
who's
anything.
Who's turning on who? Is Seth turning on Cody? Is Rock turning on Roman? Is Roman turning on Rock?
Seth's a dog. Let's talk about Seth frickin' Rollins for a second here. That's a guy that I'd rather see as the guy rather than Cody Rhodes. Now I know he's been the guy with the world title for a little while, but
that's literally what I was going to try and say. Seth Rollins has been trying this for years. He's the second guy to whoever's on top. I mean, I don't know.
He gets a huge pop.
Seth.
Everybody loves him. Everybody loves him.
I like Seth. I mean, I feel like his music's more over than him right now, honestly. Like he's got nice catchphrases, and he's got really good work. It's just that he's a little stale at this point. I don't know. I like him, but I don't think he's stale enough to turn him on Cody Rhodes and have him turn heel and attack Cody. We've seen it. We've already seen it. It's happened. And no matter what route you take, whether you have Cody beat Seth, then that makes Seth look like a chump because he was just world champ for the last year. So why would you do that? Make him look like a chump. Or you end up having Seth beat Cody, and now Cody's just lost to Roman, Drew, Seth, and he's on a downslide. And now he's got to wait another 2 years to get back to the top. And you don't know if that shine's still going to be there in 2 years. You don't know if Cody's going to work his way back up and the crowd are still going to accept him. The crowd might go, yeah, like you're telling this whole story about him working his way back to the top now, went down all the way to the bottom, and now he's coming back up. We've already seen that. He tore his tricep. He was out. That was rock bottom for him. And then he returned, Royal Rumble winner again. How many times did man have to win the Royal Rumble before he wins the title at WrestleMania? Like, it's just gotten a little stale at this point. Just do it already. You know?
If Drew McIntyre were to win that match at Mania, where would Seth Rollins go from there?
Probably turn heel on Cody the next night. I'd rather it the next night on Raw than that night on WrestleMania. At least give Cody the title and then turn Seth heel. Like, if you're going to do it, it should be for something, not just for nothing. Because we've already seen it for nothing. We've already seen Seth as a heel fight Cody as a babyface over nothing.
But Seth can't really turn heel night 2 on Cody unless he comes out because the tag match is night 1.
Well, yeah. That's the whole thing. Like, the Bloodline are going to come out, and then Seth and Jay and Sami Zayn are all going to come out or something, and they're all going to defend him.
And then Seth.
And then Seth does something to Cody, or maybe even he doesn't mean to. Maybe it's an accident, honestly. Yeah. It could just be an accident. And then the next night, Cody confronts Seth, and then he says, oh, blah, 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 and then it comes out like 2 weeks later it was on purpose or something.
Yeah. What if Seth wins? Where does Drew McIntyre go?
I don't think Seth wins. I really don't. I don't see any. I don't see any. I mean,
you think Drew's a lock?
Yeah, I think Drew's a lock. I think Drew goes on to face CM Punk at SummerSlam.
Probably because if Drew loses, like you said, there's where's he gonna go?
Where's he gonna go? What's he gonna do? CM Punk's still out for a little while.
Represent my family again. Like,
yeah, no,
he's got nowhere to go.
Screwed Drew over enough time. I feel like it's Drew's time too, and the social media work, dude. I just started going on Twitter like a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, and ever since like that point, I go on like once a week or something. I've been on Twitter every day for the last, 4 months just checking Drew McIntyre's Twitter because he's so hilarious on his Twitter. If you want to get a good laugh, just go scroll through some Drew McIntyre replies on Twitter. He'll reply to CM Punk just calling him a little bitch or something, just in the middle of Twitter, and then they'll have a back and forth, him with Seth Rollins. It's so funny. He's doing the best work of his life, and it's amazing.
That's hilarious.
But they're all doing the best work of their life. WWE is firing on all cylinders right now leading into WrestleMania 40. And I'm so excited to be on this wave. And I'm so excited to be on this wave with you. But I'm going to kick you out because we've been here for 25 minutes. And you got to go to bed because you got school because you're a little boy. I got school too, but,
you're a little boy.
I'm not a little boy. I'm going to go to bed later because I don't have a bedtime like you.
I don't have a bedtime either. I have discipline.
Okay. Maybe I don't have that. I'm going to be up editing this video probably pretty late, so I'll probably don't have that much discipline. But whatever, I mean, you live and you learn. We'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah, boy.
So I'm going to transition over to Tyler in the best way I know possible. Thank you for coming, Jake. We'll see you on next week's WWE episode 1 because this is episode 0.
Let's go.
You'll see him on episode 1 next week where we give our WWE WrestleMania predictions. You'll probably see Tyler on that too. So the two of them.
We're going to turn things up a little bit.
You're going to turn it up a little bit?
We're going to turn it up a little bit.
We're going to start the predictions, and we're going to have titles on the line. We're probably going to do some quizzes, debates. It's going to be a whole fun thing for this channel.
Ooh, Chavo.
Ooh, Chavo. You're going to have so much fun on this channel. We're going to do so many things. So, yeah, thanks for coming on, Jake. You can,
of course.
You can leave now. Please, get up, go. Put your bike down.
All right.
Put it down. Get up and go. Don't take. I need your phone. You can leave your phone. So just leave. All right. Bye. Yo, when the hell did you guys get here? I've been waiting for you guys for so long. It took you guys so long. I already did a whole podcast today without you guys.
Oh well.
So how's it going? This is now Tyler and Jason. You've already met Jake. Now you get to meet Tyler and Jason.
What's good?
What's up? Would you guys find yourself as a hardcore or a casual of the WWE and or the UFC?
I definitely say I am a casual.
You're a casual?
Yeah.
What about you?
Definitely a casual.
Definitely a casual? Okay, so the show title does make sense for everyone listening. So Hardcore and the Casual is going to be about me hanging out with some of my friends, talking about the sport that we enjoy talking about. And casuals don't have to be all into the sport to actually like want to talk about it. You could just be into it and only view it a couple times, still have opinions on it, still have your own opinions on what's going on with the product.
Right.
So, as a casual, I know a lot of your opinions because I talk to you a lot about wrestling.
Yes.
I would say you're much more well versed about WWE than you are about UFC. Am I correct?
Yes, I would say so.
What about you, Jason? Would you say that you have an equal amount for both, or
I'd say a little leaning towards WWE.
WWE a little more knowledge about
Yeah,
that?
just a little more.
So for you, WWE, huh? So, do you have a controversial opinion about any wrestlers in the WWE right now?
Are we talking champion or are we talking...
Just who's someone that you feel very passionately about against, that you don't like,
that I don't like?
that you don't like?
Oh, man.
Because I know your favorite, and your favorite is Randy Orton.
Yes.
And that is pissing me off day by day because you claim that you wanted to see Randy Orton in the main event of WrestleMania
Yes.
with the WWE title after
Yes.
beating Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Am I
would-
correct?
I would love to see that.
Well, it didn't happen because the Royal Rumble was a couple months ago.
Uh-huh.
So you already missed out on that dream.
Regardless,
That-
there's
that
always next
fantasy.
Year. There's always next
There's
year.
not next year. Randy
Yeah.
Orton is not going to be... Dude, Randy Orton's fighting for the United States title right now.
Even if Randy Orton doesn't go, I'd love to see Slippery Slimy Orton come back
So
and
s-
RKO a couple people.
So I was talking to Jake about what could go on in the future if Cody Rhodes wins the WWE title from Roman Reigns. If I don't want to put anything out there right now. If so, Roman Reigns goes on to face The Rock next year. Cody Rhodes goes on to face Randy Orton sometime like SummerSlam. Is that something you want to see? Randy Orton like comes out, gives Cody Rhodes a nice big hug. Come here, buddy. Come here. I love you, dude. And then just like stands there for a second, raises his arm, and then just goes RKO out of nowhere. How would you feel?
I would be in 110%.
110%?
Randy Orton could RKO every person in the WWE, and that's it. I don't need to watch WrestleMania. I just need to see him RKO everybody.
So how would you feel about the fact that he's going to still lose to Cody Rhodes one way or another?
No,
No?
it just
He
won't
doesn't?
happen.
He's gonna.
No, it doesn't happen.
Dude, it's Randy Orton. He's fighting for the United States title at WrestleMania right
Has
now.
he ever held it? I don't even
The United
remember.
States title?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's held the United States title. He's held all of them. He's Grand Slam. But I think he should go over and do the Raw. I was talking about Jake with that earlier. He feels bigger than the United States title, but like I feel like he should be going for the world title. They should have put him on Raw rather than SmackDown. But there was the whole CM Punk thing. They
Yeah,
brought
I mean,
CM Punk to Raw. I was talking about this
It'd be a
earlier.
random match, but I could see a good match between Gunther and Randy Orton.
That would be a good match.
That
I would love to
definitely
see
Be
that.
a good match.
I don't.
I definitely agree.
You would, just watching Randy Orton's chest get chopped. He'd probably pop his shoulder out just from taking one of those
I
chops.
understand the chest pops, but how is Gunther and Randy Orton have never fought each other?
No, I don't think so.
Not at all.
How there has to be a new kind of RKO. He's got to RKO him
Gunther's big splash off the top rope
Yeah,
that he
yeah,
does. Yo, that
Right
would
into
be
an RKO.
crazy. That would be nuts. I'd be so down to watch that.
all day long.
So that's Randy Orton. That's what I think his path would be forward. If it doesn't happen like that and Cody Rhodes doesn't win the title, I think Randy Orton is quite frankly aimless at this point. And I know that you love him, but like he's
been in the WWE almost as long as I've been alive. So I understand he's on his way out the door, but I just want to see him hit a couple more
Yeah.
RKOs before he really goes.
you got one big one on your mind though. Come on, tell us who you want to see Randy Orton RKO.
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley?
Rhea Ripley could get an RKO every day for the rest of her career before he retires.
Dude, Rhea Ripley's a menace though. Like I love Rhea Ripley though, but she's a menace. She would definitely sell the hell out of an RKO though.
Oh yeah.
She
oh
would-
yeah.
It would be great. It would be like the Nia Jax one at the Royal Rumble.
Mhm.
That one was great too.
She's another one too that could get an RKO.
Another
though.
one?
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio could catch an RKO anytime though.
Seth
I love
Rollins
Dom Dom.
style.
Nah, I can't even say that. I acknowledge my Dom Dom.
No.
the fact that you
no.
call him Dom.
It's Dom Dom, like dirty Dominic Mysterio, Dom Dom.
No.
That's our tribal chief. That's Dom Dom.
No.
Dude, Dom Dom is a
May
future
as well
star.
just-
He
Clip
might
it.
be a future.
Future star, future world champ,
No.
100%.
He might
Main
be a
event,
down
Braun
the
Breaker,
line-
WrestleMania.
No, 7-8 years from now, he might
Yeah.
be the guy that
Yeah,
runs
yeah.
the show. But as long as Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, as long as they're around, he is not.
Yeah.
He's a top star, but he is not a top 10 for me.
Like
at
I said,
least.
like Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio, Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, all these like new up and coming guys
I see
from
a lot of
NXT.
them-
Like those are the future. A lot of them I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
see it. There's guys like something D'Angelo in NXT. I don't even watch NXT. I don't get it. I don't get anything about most of what it goes on in NXT. But then they make some stars like Braun Breaker, and it's like they know what they're doing down there.
Braun
for their
Breaker's
stars.
related to somebody, right?
Yeah, Scott Steiner and
Yeah,
and Rick Steiner. It's Rick Steiner's son, Scott's nephew. But yeah, Scott Steiner, the infamous Steiner maths, the
Yeah.
greatest promo in wrestling history. But so the WrestleMania is coming up. How do you feel about that?
Well,
I don't care. I didn't ask. That's next week's thing. Why are you even answering that right now? I already told you that. Don't answer. Don't even say anything, dude. We still gotta watch the last week of programming, dude. Why would you answer that? Things can change. You know how quickly things can change in wrestling.
let's just say with Roman Reigns in charge, I don't see anything really changing.
Roman Reigns could get injured like tomorrow, like working it out, and the whole thing off. So
I don't believe that.
knock on wood. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Wouldn't want it.
He's been battling leukemia for most of his
Yeah, I don't wish that to come back. I'm just
No,
saying,
no,
like sprained
no.
ankle or something. Take him
Yeah.
out 2 weeks before WrestleMania.
You
That
see,
would suck.
I think he'll fight through anything. Sprained
I think he would
ankle or
too.
not.
I think it would too. Cody Rhodes
I
fed
was
through a
gonna
bicep
I
tear.
was gonna say Cody
I would
Rhodes-
hope that Roman Reigns at least does a sprained ankle match. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
at the
there's
very
gonna
least.
be interference no matter what with a Roman Reigns match, title match or not.
He's not lying. There's
So-
always some interference.
what is your favorite wrestler of all time? I want to hear it right now.
I would genuinely have to agree with Ty because out of all, from the start of me watching it till now, even though he's been gone for a little bit till he came back, was Randy Orton. Like I was always the minute he came out onto the stage and into the ring, it was just
Did his little pose with
this
his
little pose,
awesome music in the
arms
background.
out.
I hear
on.
voices.
Come
I
on.
can't sing
And
more of that.
it's
I'll
an
probably get
S
Who
tier.
copyrighted.
couldn't love that? Who
S
couldn't love it?
tier
It is.
song.
It is an S
Literally.
tier.
song.
It is an S tier, 100%.
Perfect song. He they could have chose for him to.
And
walk
I mean,
out.
Randy Orton is like the prototype. He's like the wrestler. Like like when you think about wrestler, you think of like the trunks, the body type, the
He's
the
the
moves.
all around. He's got all around aspects of being a good wrestler.
He was never a John Cena. Like he was never like the top guy, the
No.
guy that they put on the family, like the talk
He
shows
didn't
and stuff
have
like
to
that.
sell merchandise the way John Cena
No,
did.
he was the alternative to John Cena. He was the
the villain
nemesis,
to,
yes.
He was the villain to John
yes, he was the
Cena.
nemesis of John Cena. He was the Seth Rollins to the Roman Reigns.
And they were
He
even
was-
a great duo though.
yeah.
It's Seth Rollins and fucking
Roman.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
like
a great duo.
it's almost the same. It's Rock and Hogan. It's
literally.
Brett and Shawn Michaels. It's Hogan and Andre the Giant. Hogan and Savage.
yeah.
You could go on for Hulk Hogan. He was around for a really long time. But you could go on for Roman too. He's had like Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins. You could even throw someone like Jay in there. Jay's been a part of the storyline since the beginning of the Bloodline.
Yeah, I mean Jay was the first one to pin Roman.
Yeah, since
His reign.
who pinned him last? I think Baron Corbin pinned him last. Shout
'Cause
out Baron Corbin. You're doing great work in NXT.
He was. I think he was. But the last match, the person he took the title off of was Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Bray Wyatt.
We
Love
were
you,
there
Bray.
for his
We-
return.
We were there. We were there at Extreme Rules. We were all the way up in the rafters, but we got to see it. We didn't get to see him on the stage, but we got to see it happen.
No,
So
we were just behind the stage. So he took his couple feet out, blew his candle out, and that was it.
Yeah, but that was good enough. I mean,
Oh yeah, the feel to be there in the arena, the eruption of the arena.
it was an awesome feeling to be there live.
I would have to put that in the top 5 eruptions, like crowd noise.
And it was all the lead up beforehand too, because they had the like QR codes every week and they had all that going on. And then eventually, like, it got to the show and we were like, okay, Bray's gonna come out tonight.
Yeah.
Like, that's so awesome. And then it got to the end of the show, one match after
And
the other.
everybody was like,
We watched
listen.
we watched Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. We watched the Imperium versus the Brawling Brutes match.
We saw the leather strap match.
Ed,
with
leather
Drew
strap, Drew,
McIntyre.
Karrion Cross. We watched Edge and Finn Balor in an I Quit match, and then we got to Seth versus
Beth
Matt
Phoenix
Riddle,
was there
Yeah,
too
yeah, yeah.
for that one.
and then we got to Seth versus Matt Riddle in the cage with DC Daniel Cormier. Shout out Daniel Cormier. He was
He
in
was the
the special guest ref, and then it got to the end of the show, and we were like, okay, well, I guess Bray's coming on Raw tomorrow or something, maybe like another time.
And then
lights
the whole,
go out.
The whole arena went dark.
And you could just hear the eruption go, holy shit chants, everything. The fireflies come out, all the creepy people in the crowd. And
It was
we
funny
just go
though because
nuts.
when we first took our seats, there was a stairwell to our right, and down at the bottom of the
there was a
stairwell,
QR code.
there was. But at the beginning, when we took our seats, it was not
Nope.
there. So
That
at
was
some
creepy.
point during the match, a white rabbit and the QR code showed up down along the railing.
That was real creepy. I was not I was not feeling that. That was kind of odd, but I mean, it was such an awesome moment. I would do that 100 times just to
Oh yeah.
be there again. It was so cool.
Again, R.I.P. to Bray Wyatt, man.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Love that, man. He had a documentary come out. I really want to watch it.
Oh,
but
he did.
yeah, I'm in the
Yeah,
middle of
he
watching Roadhouse right now. I'm like halfway through the movie, but I stopped to record this podcast. I'm gonna finish that afterwards.
Yeah.
And then once I'm once I'm done with Roadhouse, I'm probably gonna start the Bray Wyatt documentary. I thought they were gonna put him in the Hall of Fame this year, but I guess that's coming down the pipeline eventually. I think they wanted to do Paul
Yeah.
Heyman in Philly as the headliner.
But I think, if anything, put them in together. Put Brody Lee in there.
I would do that too. I
Or
want to
do
say
you
I want to
induct
say
the
yeah, the
Wyatt
Wyatt
family
No,
as a
I feel
whole?
like Bray deserves an individual spot.
Yes.
I don't know if Brody necessarily deserves an individual spot. I mean, like as like a performer, he was great, but like as a
But he
star,
was
he
an-
never like was.
No, but he was another main star to the Wyatt family,
He's-
I'd say,
yeah.
more than Rowan was. And then Braun started blowing up more as a single than he was with the Wyatt family.
That's the problem. You still have Braun there, so I feel like you don't induct the Wyatt family as a whole into the Hall of Fame yet because Braun's still
yeah,
there.
once
Yeah.
Braun is
Once
done.
Braun's
'Cause I know
done-
Rowan still wrestles, but he just went
Yeah, he's just.
indie.
I feel like they can induct Rowan now, a part of the Wyatt family.
I'm telling you, when they induct them as a whole,
Oh yeah, he's going.
he
there.
will be there. I don't know if he gets an individual spot.
No,
though.
I don't think any other than Bray. I think Bray's the only one that gets the individual spot. But
Depending on how much work Braun Strowman puts in, he has to go down as one of the greatest big men, I would think. He's definitely a top 5 big man in wrestling for me.
yeah, I would say probably top 3. Honestly, I'd say
yeah.
I've only ever been entertained more by maybe the Big Show.
The Big Show
and
and Mark Henry.
I'd say Mark Henry too,
Yeah,
but I just feel
100%.
like Mark Henry worked a little too slow for me. Like I liked his character
He-
and everything,
Yes,
but like
yes.
when he got in the ring, it was just all a little too slow. It's like his movements were just kind of like I like faster paced wrestling, and I know I said the Big Show, but like the Big Show got into real good shape,
And the
like,
Big Show
started
wasn't
moving.
afraid to get up on the turnbuckles.
Yeah,
Yep.
How many times have we saw a match with
I mean him and Mark Henry broke the ring.
him and Braun Strowman broke
Him
the
and Braun
ring.
Strowman broke the. Him and Brock Lesnar broke the ring.
Exactly, like he's 3 for 3.
Big Show loves breaking rings. So he owes WWE a lot of money.
It's a
apparently.
lot of big man
A lot of
meat,
money.
being thrown
Big
around.
meaty men slapping man meat. I love that. The big meaty men slapping man
Shout
meat.
out to
shout,
Big E.
Shout out
Not
Big E.
listen to him with
Love you,
that.
Big E. Come back soon, Big E. We need you. Every time I hear the New Day's theme and he goes, and it's just Big E's voice going, "It's the New Day, yes it is," and then I'm like, "Oh, Big E's back," and then it's like, "Oh, it's just Kofi and
Yeah,
Xavier."
no.
I love Kofi and Xavier, but it's just like,
I'm just hoping it's
I
not gonna be like a decade before we see him. You know,
I don't know if
might
he ever
come
comes back though. Like I don't like it's still a possibility that he just retires. But like, if he does fully retire, they need to bring him back as like analyst, like on commentary. Like I want to see.
You
Big E
already
all the
know
time.
he'll be like the manager of the New Day. He will manage
Yeah.
Kofi and.
I think the only reason why he's not doing that right now is because they want that big surprise pop when he returns.
they're gonna get it. For a person like Big E with the energy that Big E gives off, I definitely see there being I wouldn't say as big as of a pop as Bray Wyatt,
Yeah.
but he is definitely going to get a pop when he comes back.
Yeah, he's gonna get a huge pop. I feel like
because he was shown on live air being injured. Like
Dude, he's gonna get the
like
biggest
everybody
pop.
knows he was hurt doing wrestling. It's a bad injury. Everyone is trying to follow this process.
I think what you do is you bring him back at the Royal Rumble whenever he's ready. Like just wait it out until the Royal Rumble. Have the New Day's song play and then just take a beat. Like don't have like everyone will start thinking, oh, Kofi's gonna come out, Xavier's gonna come out. Take a beat and just let it simmer for a second and then have him walk out. Crowd will erupt.
Give him
Or-
the 2 seconds.
Or have Kofi come in at like entrance like 12, have Xavier come in at entrance like 17. You have both of them in the ring. They're in the ring, and then entrance like 22 comes in, and then the music hits a third time. Both of them are already in the ring, so then the crowd's like, it's Big E, oh my god.
Or they hit the music at whatever number say, and Kofi and Xavier run down to the ring, fake sliding into the ring, and then here comes Biggie running down the ramp behind them.
I would be in for that. I'd be in for anything that involves Big E returning to the WWE.
Yeah, even if something like that doesn't happen and he shows up and it's not a big entrance, at least bring him in after like 22, 23. He doesn't have to be in for a long time. He doesn't have to win it, but he'll get his big pop and everything.
Yeah.
And he'll be in like in the Rumble. So
It'll definitely be a huge moment for Big E. It'll probably be like winning the WWE title for Big E. It'll probably feel that good.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
being
yeah.
able
Oh yeah.
because it's something that he loves, and I feel like that moment will be so huge for him that they'll make a documentary out of Big E too. Like he'll get a documentary.
Coming back full circle to a title that I think he'd be a good match for,
Gunther.
Gunther.
Oh, I don't know if I want to stick Big E in there with Gunther as one of his first matches back. Like he's gotta,
See, that's why I said not his first match.
Yeah.
Like, let him come back. Let him.
at that
work
point,
his-
Gunther won't be IC champ anymore. He'll probably be bigger and better. Not that Big E will make his way back to bigger and better things too, but it'll take him longer to make his way back to bigger and better things, like Gunther is on his way to doing.
Yeah.
Gunther's on his way to a world title. As soon as he loses that IC title, next program, bet he's in the world title picture.
Who do you think he takes it from?
Well, I think Damian is going to take it off Drew eventually.
Damian Priest?
Yeah,
Is
because
gonna
he's got the
take-
Money in the Bank briefcase.
What,
So
the U.S. title?
No, the world title off of Drew McIntyre. That's what I think they're going to do. Have Damian beat Drew for the world title.
Who's Seth losing it to?
Seth is going to lose it to Drew at Mania.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Seth is losing it to Drew. I'll make that prediction. I already talked about it with Jake. He's losing. Seth Rollins is losing that title, dude. 100%. Drew's winning that title. Even if it's a Money in the Bank briefcase cash in that night, Drew's going to get his moment. But
Drew McIntyre's already been. He's already.
yeah, but he
pulled-
didn't. Yeah, but that was during COVID. That was during 2020. That was the
Really?
that
I
was the
thought-
no fans. Yeah.
How long has he been around? I thought it was like 2015. Or that was the Nexus back then.
No, he was never in the Nexus.
No,
he was
he
the
wasn't.
chosen
I
one
don't
back
know why
in
I keep thinking-
2011.
Yes.
But then he got released. He came back to NXT in like 2016. Then he moved up to the main roster again in like 2018.
But he still looked real young. Like
yeah, but he didn't win any titles. He won the tag titles or something, and then eventually he won the Royal Rumble in 2020.
yeah.
Went on to Mania, and then got to beat Brock Lesnar in front of no fans at the Performance Center. And that's just the worst way. Drew McIntyre earned his moment. He's been doing great work. I talked to Jake. His Twitter, whew, if you want some comedy, go on Drew McIntyre's Twitter, dude. It's comedy. It's great. He's doing the best work of his career by far.
Man.
So
He would definitely be a good match, though. He would definitely be a good match to go. They've already had matches, though. I can assume. Drew McIntyre and Gunther.
yeah, for the Intercontinental title, they were going at it last year at Mania actually for it.
Wow.
Them two and Sheamus, they had like the best match of the year. Like it was brutal. Sheamus's chest was bleeding from the chops. It was bad, but I loved watching it. It was great.
Was it a
big
triple
meaty
threat
men?
match?
Yeah, big meaty men slapping man meat for like 35 minutes literally. It was a great match. That was probably my match of the year. It was either that or like
is what, like a
I
top
don't
3
even know.
most painful. It's got to be
because it's
top
real.
3
It's one of
painful.
it's
yeah.
one of the top 3 most real moves in wrestling. It's like
You can't fake that slap.
no, you
Like,
got
I
it. You
understand
take it.
going for a super kick and slapping the leg, but when you're actually using what you're gonna slap to slap somebody,
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get just as much pain out of it. Like Gunther's arm must always just feel like throbbing after his matches.
no, there's no way it feels like that because of the simple fact if he's chopping so much, he probably does that in workouts.
Yeah, call him a lumberjack for how much he's chopping.
Yeah,
You're cute.
we're not doing none of that.
Cut that.
Man's is wild.
Clip it.
5 free minutes, man. Don't know how to act. Night 1 WrestleMania. Who do you think?
I thought we already talked about this. We're doing our prediction video next week. You're trying to jump the gun here.
Oh, we're gonna do that next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing it next week. We're gonna do a full prediction video next
Like
week
to
for
see.
WrestleMania. We're gonna do 2 videos
So
next
what
week. We're
if-
gonna do one for UFC, one for WWE. We're gonna do WrestleMania predictions next week. We're gonna do UFC predictions the week after that for UFC 300. We'll probably do UFC predictions next week for Allen versus Marvin Vettori too. I know a lot of you
Could we
UFC
do
fans
predictions for next Monday.
for Raw.
Or like.
I don't know about doing predictions for Raw. I'm not really.
Well, who's
maybe
at
just.
least the main event for tomorrow?
I don't even know. I haven't even checked. They probably have it on Instagram by now. But yeah, I know all of you UFC fans probably have clicked off of this video by now because we've been talking so much about WWE. But if any of you WWE fans or UFC fans as well, then you're just like me. I love both of them. We're going to be doing the UFC predictions basically every week that there's UFC. We're going to be doing WWE predictions every week that there's a pay-per-view. And we're going to do just review shows for Raw, SmackDown. Maybe we'll do some AEW stuff if it interests me. I haven't really been watching much recently, honestly, ever since MJF left, because I love MJF, and I'll tune in every episode that MJF is on. But
What do you mean MJF
Yeah,
left?
No, he's not. He hasn't left. He's still a part of the company.
Oh,
he's just
Oh,
he hasn't been
my
on
God.
he hasn't been on
I
TV
was
since
about to
World's
say, I
End.
thought he was up and gone.
No, December 31st, I think, was the last time he was on against Samoa Joe. He got beat for the world title, and he hasn't been there since.
Oh,
I think they're waiting out for Adam Cole to fix his leg injury, his broken
Yeah.
foot. Once he gets back, then I'm sure they'll bring MJF back too, and they'll start that whole feud that they've been trying to lead up to for the last year now.
Leading up, everybody knew it was coming.
I mean,
man.
it was a really good feud last year.
It
They
was.
it was like their whole getting together as best friends. It was awesome. I loved that entire thing. And then Adam Cole broke his foot, and it all went to hell. They just didn't know how
Adam
to pivot.
Cole being the devil.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Thought it was gonna be CM Punk until CM Punk showed up at Survivor Series. Then I thought it was gonna be Jack Perry until Jack Perry showed up in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Then I thought it was Dolph Ziggler until Dolph Ziggler showed up in Impact Wrestling. So I really ran low on options, So
wow, you all
all of my options were wrong, and then eventually I was like, okay, well, it's got to be Adam Cole, and then
But-
it was, and
but
it was
what's
just
his
like,
name?
oh,
What's
okay.
his name went to New Japan Wrestling? Jack Perry.
Yeah, Jack Perry went to New Japan after the whole CM Punk thing because I think he's not fired. I think he's just suspended and.
Wait, they got into that fight, right?
Yeah, they got into the fight at All In Wembley.
So did they
in
both
London.
get released from the company?
I think Jack Perry's suspended. I think CM Punk got fired.
Okay.
So Jack Perry's just doing other things right now, and CM Punk got straight up fired from the company. So Jack Perry is responsible for Roman Reigns and The Rock versus CM Punk or versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Jack Perry is the reason for that. Because if it wasn't for him, CM Punk would have never went to WWE, which meant CM Punk and Seth Rollins would have never had their feud going on, which means CM Punk would have never gotten injured, and then they would have to change plans and do the whole tag team match with Seth Rollins in that. None of it would have ever happened unless it was for Jack Perry. So thank Jack Perry if you like the WWE product right now. Go give him some love on his Instagram or something. I don't know. Jack Perry something on whocares.com. You know. All right, so I think that's enough talking from these two. I've heard enough of them tonight. It's Jason, you really said a lot on this podcast.
Yo,
so
facts.
I've just been
words came out my mouth.
yeah, I've really gotten sick of just hearing both of you talk. I got
Yeah,
so sick of
sometimes
Jake
less is
too.
more.
I wish there was less of you around here. I wish.
I agree with that.
You know what, you
Less
should-
Ty would be great.
Yeah, Tyler, you should start eating salads so that there's less of you.
Salads?
Yeah,
Less than me?
yeah, eat salad so that there's less
I
of
know
you.
I'm fat, but you could have just.
Yeah, you
I was
fat
trying to
fuck.
say it in a nice way. You should lose some weight, dude. No, I'm just kidding. You're pretty skinny. You should probably eat some burgers, dude.
Eat some.
Yeah, maybe do some
I'm
push-ups.
torn, man. I'm torn.
All right, thank you guys for watching the Hardcore and the Casual podcast. I know this is a little bit of a weird one, episode 0. We're still getting adjusted. If you guys got any comments, complaints, debates, if you don't like anything that we said, just leave it in the comments and move on with your day. I mean, this is a startup podcast. Episode 1, episode 0. Episode 1's coming next week for the UFC podcast. Episode 1's coming next week for the WWE podcast. Stay tuned for those. Hardcore and the Casual podcast. I've been your host, Justin. This has been Tyler. That has been Jason. Jake was also here too, but who cares about him? He's a distant memory. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day.
Peace.
So, okay, I'm just making sure the audio. So you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you're right there.